I think Vipul ji we can start. You can call Dalbir ji too.
I think so. दलबीर जी सबसे पहले बोलने वाले हैं ना. दलबीर जी आपका कैमरा ऑन कीजिए ना सर. Yes, now you can go ahead with the welcome address, sir.
Okay, ji. Thank you, Roma Management, for inviting BDI Group this afternoon for the welcome address of Roma 7th webinar. I, Dalbir Saini, am the Managing Director and Chairman of BDI Group and proud to be a partner of Roma. BDI is a custom rotational molder present in 8 different industries, supplying over 500 part numbers and employing about 600 people. We are a leading manufacturer for automotive products to OEM, material handling products, road safety, waste management, and have 5 world-class manufacturing facilities in Mumbai, Pune, Dewas, Jahirabad, and Punjab in the northern part of India. BDI is a professionally managed company with SAP-backed systems under the leadership of my son Akshay and Rahul Saini, and is further expanding its presence in different parts of India. We have witnessed the formation of Roma and growth journey of Roma to reach the level of a large global association working in multi-dimensions for the benefit of Roma members and Indian roto molding industry, and are a proud member. Today I am welcoming Dr. Pradeep Upadhyay ji as a speaker for today's webinar on topic CPIT, an extended arm of roto molding industry for testing and development. Dr. Upadhyay is welcome for his experience in plastic materials, their manufacturing, engineering, and testing. He has done his MSc Chemistry from Lucknow University, Master of Engineering from Delhi College of Engineering, and PhD in Applied Chemistry. In his rich experience of 27 years in many profiles in CPIT, Ahmedabad, Amritsar, Lucknow, Bhopal centers, Dr. Upadhyay has headed various industrial projects. He is right now heading CPIT Ahmedabad Center of Excellence and has about 70 publications in the conferences, seminars, journals. Dr. Upadhyay is working with IOCL, ONGC, GSFC for technical guidance and skill development projects. Now I am inviting Dr. Upadhyay ji for his presence on CPIT, an extending arm of roto molding industry for testing and development. Thank you.
At outset, first of all, I am thankful to Sethi ji for my brief, nicely elaborated my biodata. And first of all, I am thankful to Roma for inviting me to give a presentation of today's webinar. And I am delighted that to see the presence of one of the leading and one of the expert I know for quite a long time, Mr. L.K. Singh, and Mr. Sethi from Roma, and Mr. Manoj, who has day and night put a lot of efforts to make these webinars in a series to make a success. And ultimately, this is these seminars are beneficial for roto molding industries as well as those who are associated with this kind of processing and maybe product and different parts. Hello.
Audible. Yes, sir. Yes.
So today's presentation, as far as the topic what we have selected is CPIT, an extended arm for the roto molding industry for testing and development. I'm going to, the entire presentation I'm going to put in two parts. First, I'm going to give the presentation about the CPET activities and in what way the CPET is helping rotomolding industries and other their suppliers, as well as other plastic industries. As second part, which I'm going to cover up for today's webinar, is factors affecting the quality of rotomolding products. So the first the first presentation which I'm going to start for this thing on the for the activities of CPET. As I said that thanks to the Roma, which is a Rotomolding Association, for organizing this webinar and inviting me as a part from this CPET point of view. And I'm thankful to that. Earlier also we had an association with Sethi ji for, earlier we had a talk because Sethi ji has visited to our office, and we wanted to organize a seminar, not webinar, but seminar in our premises at CPET Ahmedabad. But due to this corona, this disease and epidemic, that particular part could not be materialized. Now we are meeting through this webinar. So I would just like to inform to all the members, those who are today present in this webinar. I'm welcoming all the members for that, but I would like to inform one very vital information to all of you, that from yesterday onwards, CPET name is being changed. CPET is renamed on yesterday, and now CPET, instead of Central Institute of Plastics Engineering and Technology, now it is Central Institute of Petrochemicals Engineering and Technology. So we are going to have a more wider spectrum as far as serving this petrochemical industries, not only plastics, other areas too. So that particular part is being, recently it happened yesterday only. I got a message from our head office. So that is what I'm wanted to convey, because this is a slide which we already made. So I could not change, but this is a new CPET is renamed now. Now, as you can see that this slide, we are saying STAR, like CPET, STAR means like S stands for skill development, which we are imparting through our academic programs and short-term training programs for industries, for the operators and all. T is standing for this technical support services. A stands for academics, where we have a long-term diploma and degree programs. And the last one is a research, that R stands for research and development. Now, centers in Gujarat, there are 2 centers are existing as far as at present, that Ahmedabad and as well as Valsad. So Valsad is basically for imparting trainees, training to the 6 months and 3 months 10th pass and 8th pass students, those who are wanted to go for this, getting this skilling training, and thereafter industry is being taking them for their skilled manpower. And upcoming centers, I'm not saying full-fledged center, but upcoming centers which is going to come up in Bhavnagar, which is in plan, and Sanand, because that is going to be the extended, again, the part of CPET Ahmedabad. So CPET is basically connected with the Skill India, because we are doing a lot of skill-based programs which are being approved by them. CPET is also contributing Make in India, NBA, because our program, undergraduate program, is recently, last year only, it is got NBA accredited. And we are also contributing in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan as well as Digital India. Now, as far as academics are concerned, we have a diploma programs like Diploma in Plastic Mold Technology, 3 years programs. These are the diploma programs after 10th. And another one is Diploma in Plastic Technology, that is a 3 years program. So one is based on tooling, that is a mold technology. Second one is based on the plastic processing base, that is DPT. Now, these both programs are AICTE approved. And third one is a postgraduate diploma, that is after BSc for 1.5 years. So these 3 programs under the umbrella of diploma. We have another programs in engineering, that is undergraduate programs in plastics, engineering, that is B, and another one is manufacturing engineering, 4 years program. that is after 12th. Again, our programs are affiliated with Gujarat Technical University and approved. All these programs are AICTE approved. And we have postgraduate program that is plastics, plastic engineering. It's not manufacturing. There is some typographical mistake. That's we have a ME in plastic engineering, and we have one science-based postgraduate program that is MSc. We have MSc that is through Gujarat University. That is 2 years program. So this is after after BSc. These programs are. As far as our placements are concerned, like you can see that placement is more than 90% as far as diplomas are concerned, and the requirement or the demand for the graduate engineering program also is increasing, but steadily, not very good. But you can say in compared to diploma, 98%, and here it is around 80% the placement, because rest of the students, those who are 20% interested for maybe for their own entrepreneurship in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, as well as for higher studies. Now, this is a skill-based training programs. You can see that their list of so many programs are there. Because some of the programs which are sponsored through state government, like SCST programs, like DSEG is ST programs, scheduled tribe. And another one is DSCW. You can see these are the 2 state government programs, one for SC and another for ST. But rest of the programs, you can see Petronet, ONGC, SABIC, DMF. These are all the state government, maybe it's like you can say DMF is state government agency. But rest of the part, you can see Petronet, the industry, those who are sponsoring these programs through their they are sponsoring the programs for the various programs. You can see Petronet, ONGC, SABIC, and all. So that particular programs we are conducting, you can see the qualification for that is minimum 8th pass students, and ITI students or diploma students are also taking admissions in these programs, because after doing the regular programs, they are not getting a job. So after doing the specialized training program, they are getting job in the plastic industry. These I want to mention because Petronet, ONGC, and all, they are CSR, because they are CSR funds are there. Through that they are sponsoring, and these programs we are doing it for, like GAIL, we are doing it for more than 6 years, and Petronet, this is the 2nd year is going on. Like ONGC also 3rd year is going on. So like that, based on the successful completion and of these programs, the industries are continuously giving up these programs, so that their students, unemployed youths are getting means that employment. Now you can see the skill training program. Some the slides are there where you can see we are giving more stressing on the practical programs. So these 6 months programs are like you can say an operator based training programs. More demands are there for injection molding, extrusion, and blow molding. But we are just want to mention, because you are roto molding association, so you may see that particular future requirement of your operators through this skilling part, where governments are ready to sponsor these programs. They are ready to make the sponsoring. That entire fee is going to borne by the government agencies, maybe CSR agencies. You can get trained free manpower, but only thing is you have to see your requirement, and based on these programs can be different places. It can be, because we are doing all these programs in different centers. So based on your local requirement of the industry, you can tie up with the CPET center to have this 3 months to 6 months of training program. Now, these are the technical support services, some of the list of the government organization to whom we are providing this technical support services through testing and through our tooling, because our tool room is one of the quite experienced tool room, and we are doing a lot of specialized tooling work. We are doing it for ISRO and ECIL, that is for government agency. Plus you can see some of the DRDOs, ordnance factories. So these are the work which we are doing it. Similarly, you can see some of the lists, because I cannot put all the lists, but major industries to whom we are giving the services are listed out here. Now, these are the clients, as already said, that whom we have provided this maybe a processing support, maybe tooling support, maybe testing support. So these are the some defense organizations and as well as space. ISRO, because they are located in Ahmedabad, we are supporting a lot to them for that activity. Now you can see some of the tooling, what we precision tool work, what we do for ISRO, because these are the quite a vital role play for the success of this any satellite, because these are the parts which we are making for them. These are the slides which I'm showing you, and this is a tool room part. We can say we have one more specialized product, you can say in the tool part, is that we are making a cassette type of mold. Now the cassette mold is basically mold which is being used for plastic industries for testing purpose, because while the cassette, because instead of changing the entire mold, you can have a cassette system. You can take this tensile sample out, tensile cassette out, and you can put a flexural cassette without removing your base of this molds from the machine. So these are, you can see these are the different type of cassettes. You can see where you can put here and you can make the different type of samples. Injection molding, maybe like tensile, maybe flexural, maybe compressive samples can be made. But these are from the granule. Like in case of rotomolding, we have to make a sample from the sheet, and that particular part is not useful. But if you want to make a samples from the raw material, granules, or maybe powder, so this mold is going to be helpful for those who are interested for. So these are the some of the work which we have done for, because tooling activities what we have done. Now this is a specialized product we have developed for Indian Oil Corporation, that is IOCL. So this is a under CSR activity. We have completely designed and we have fabricated the mold and processed this particular part for them. Now these are the different parts of the same mold. Now this is another area where we are supporting industries, a processing department, because we have a microprocess injection molding machines, like we have all the 2-color machines. So we have rotomolding machines, stretch blow molding. So you can see the list of the machines which are available. So the machines which are productive machines, not only a trade, because we have a lot of productive machines on which we are doing a job work. Like industries are coming with the raw material and we are converting into the product and giving to, that's conversion cost we are taking for them. While doing so, our students are getting a training on hands-on training on the machine, so that ultimately machines are running, some of the machines are working for 24 hours, 3 shifts, and some based on the orders of that particular machine, so that our students are also getting the culture of working in 3 shifts. So that is the kind of training which we are imparting to them. So these are some of the left hand side. These are the these are the products which are processed for the various entrepreneurs in and around Ahmedabad or maybe Vadodara, and also these are the one. This is another area which we support industry, especially for rotomolding industries. So that is for testing area. Now our testing laboratory is NABL accredited, BIS approved. So as far as your products are concerned, mostly like rotomolding, like a 12701, that more rotomolded tanks. So we do a testing up to 15,000 liter capacity. But simultaneously, some of the products which we do are testing as per SOP, because some of the foam boxes are there which are being made from the rotomolding. So these are there is no IS and ASTM or other standards for that, but SOPs are there. So companies are coming with SOPs, so standard operating procedures, so that for testing, we do the testing for them. And that particular part also for the rotomolded industries we are supporting. And we have set up one center of excellence for the automotive industries, to support automotive industries, to even for developing different grades of raw material. Maybe like we are using we have twin screw extruders, like we have a laboratory based extruders. Twin screw extruder is there where you can process your material, you can develop your grades with a very small quantity of half a kg batch. You can make and develop the compound. So that kind of facilities are there to support industry. So because here also in rotomolding, there is a lot of compounds which are required to be developed. So that particular part can be where the CPET can be an extended arm for the industry for developing this raw material, compounded raw material, and see the effect of that. So this is the one. These are the different, you can see the characterization equipment like SEM, FTIR, DMA, HAKE, rheometer, like you can say UV spectrophotometers, flammability, see this xenon arc rheometer. So these are facilities which we are having at CPET Ahmedabad. Now another one is we have a full-fledged our design department, CAD and CAM department, where they have all the latest software available to do the drawing, designing of the products. So based on can be done. So we are also creating, especially for diploma and degree students from not only from CPET, from other engineering colleges, they are coming and doing these programs. Now this is the third part which we do. Another area which we are supporting industry is a PDI, that is pre-delivery inspection. So this is again, we have ISO 17020 as a certified type A category, that inspection agency. So that particular part, you can see the state government, those who are procuring PVC, HDP pipes especially, and sometimes the woven sec, raffia and all, they are getting this particular part inspected, maybe pre-delivery, maybe post-delivery, maybe that particular samples which are drawn from the field and get tested. Sometimes based on the requirement, we do the witness testing also. So this is the one like us. But I have not seen any requirement, because that maybe there is no huge supply, because the tank parts are not, we have not done any PDI for the tank testing. So that particular rest of the part, like you can see the in this, you can see the meter boxes. Yes, we did for some cases, and we have done for that particular election machines, like the voting machines. That particular testing also we have done. Now, these are some of the softwares, like you can see the third-party inspection, to whom we have given the GWSSB and WOSMO. These are the two key departments in Gujarat where we have supported through this PDI. But you can see the list, rest of the list we are given for different departments like DOT, the railways, BIS. Now, one of the key facility which I forget to mention here, because we have recently created a facility for biodegradable testing, because this is one of the key area where huge requirement is there. Is a lot of queue, because each test sample is got tested for the duration of 6 months. So that particular, to see that particular requirement, we keep on increasing the capacity. But it will recently we have created this facility for biodegradable testing, because that was a Gujarat Pollution Control Board and Central Pollution Control Board, so they have stress, and this facility was being created in CPET Ahmedabad. Now these are some of the products for MPTF we have developed for, this is one of the defense establishments, and these are some of the R&D projects which we are working on. So through this R&D we have developed this some of the products for DLJ Jodhpur. You can see that on the left hand side is a transparent sheet, and this is ATM, that is anti-tank mine, and this is another one is anti-personnel mine. This is known as CMM. Now you can see this is the slide which I am showing. This is the part which we had developed by using the foam, and this was being used from foam packing fitment for another one of the defense establishments, MPTF. So this is the product. Now you can see the this particular scintillator. Now you can see there's a one sheet and another one is a rod. Now these scintillators are there, which is sensing the radioactive material. So basically, whenever any person is carrying radioactive material passing through this, it changes the color. Now you can see the color which is being changed depending on the intensity of that radioactive material. The color shade accordingly, like blue, light blue or dark blue color can be obtained. So this is basically indigenized product which we have developed in CPET Ahmedabad. Now this is what I was mentioning. This is a transparent sheet, because if you look at without any radioactive material, it will like this. But once it passes through the radioactive material, it will change its color. And once the radioactive material is removed, then it back to the same transparent sheet. You can get the same. This is another one is the dosimeter, which bubble dosimeter. It is again sensing the radioactive material, because this is the one which you can sheet can be installed. You cannot it cannot be used as a mobile. Now this particular part is like a pen. You can keep in your pocket, and this bubble indication is the indication for the presence of the radioactive material. So this is again a bubble dosimeter is being used for sensing the same radioactive material. So these are the products which we have developed recently. We worked on some of the projects for this thing. So I'm just want to mention this. Thank you for this presentation. And if you permit, so I can go for the next one.
Yeah, you can continue.
The second part of the presentation is basically factors affecting the properties of rotomolded products. So here I just factors which I'm going to take in this particular presentation is for the additives which are used, raw material, basically the materials which is used, and additives which are added, and simultaneously the processing, how you have the processing parameters play the vital role. So here in this case, this presentation is going to cover in this fashion. Now, as you know that for the most of the industries, because the maximum, you can say the majority of the products which are being used and they are being manufactured through rotomolding is basically rotomolded tank. And rotomolded tanks where the maximum material utilizations, like suppose if we take the entire utilization of the material for this rotomolding industry, it is, you can say the 84%, approximately 84% are being used a polyethylene. Remaining is polycarbonate, which is for specialized applications, polycarbonate, nylons, PVC, polyesters, polypropylene, which is used is around 15%. And rest of the materials, which are hardly a 1%, which are rest of the materials like ABS, acetals are being used for particular specialized applications. Now here in this case, because as the process demands, so because the material here is going to rotate, because the mold which is going to rotate on the two axes, what you say that it's a major axis and a minor axis, especially I'm talking for the mold and rotomolding products and whatever products you are talking of. So once it is rotating, so the flow of the material plays a vital role. And once the material flow is not proper, so in that case, it is going to cause a proper fusion is not going to take place. Joining of material is not going to take place, and ultimately that will play on the quality of the product. So the properties which you require is not going to fulfill. So here you can see for the rotomolding, the resins which you are using, because why we see a resin, because the molding material which you are using is not in granule form. So there are material preparation itself requires a two-stage. What you say, like suppose you take a granule, and from the granule you are converting it into a powder. But from the granule, because granule which you are getting a natural form, from natural material you are adding, depending on requirement, like suppose you are using a tank, then that is carbon black content is being added. Now it is being compounded. Now compounding, how you're doing a compounding of that material, how the carbon is going to be dispersed on the polymer, like a polyethylene, LLDP material, which you are going to use, a very, very important part. So here in this case, material, what I'm going to mention is stress on that is the MFI, because MFI, depending on the product shape, depending on the size of the product, MFI is to be, you can select MFI, but the range which is being preferred normally in most of the cases is 2 grams per 10 minutes to 10 grams per 10 minutes. So here, this particular range, you can select according to the shape and according to the material which you're going to use out of it. MFI, as you know, that is going to be, if the MFI is also rough measurement, because what I'm going to say, suppose molecular weight, right? Molecular weight relates to the flow of the material. Higher the molecular weight, lesser the flow. So here in this case, that particular part, you can see that particular relationship with the MFI and the molecular weight, and ultimately that affects the density also. So narrow molecular weight distribution is always advantageous, because if you are going to use a narrow molecular weight distribution, in that case, the strength of the material is going to be much better compared to the wider molecular weight distribution. Now, here in this case, the next part which we do is a density. Like suppose you can say the low density polyethylene which you are going to use, it is not being used for, it is being used for very small components, maybe for toys and all that particular part, because material doesn't have very good stiffness, because that's a soft material. So normally wherever you require a low stiffness, and that by soft materials with products which require normally LDPs are being used. Second type of material which you can see, the medium density, where the density is going to be in the range of 0.926 to 0.940. So this is being used for self-supporting item. Like self-supporting means where you can dimensionally stable material product you can make. Like here in this case, the higher stiffness and the heat distortion resistance is one of the requirement. Now third type is HDP, which you can say it is where high density polyethylenes are being used, and sometimes HMSDPs are also being used, high molecular weight, high density. So there the molecular, the density which you are going to prefer here is 0.941 to 959. Now these are being used for high rigidity material. Like suppose you want to make a suppose you want to make a 10,000 liter capacity tank or more than that. In that case, the materials which are preferred is basically of this particular material should be type 3 material should be preferred in this application. Now there is a table which I just want to mention. Like suppose we increase the like suppose melting point. Now what is the relation of this melting point, these parameters with the MFI and the density? Like suppose in generalized relation, what we say that if we increase the melting point, like suppose we say HDP or LDP, so in that case that effect the MFI is going to be decreases and density increases. Like here again what I say, that molecular weight distribution, like molecular weight also. So as I said, narrow and wider molecular weight distribution, simultaneously the molecular weight. So second part is a flow. Like suppose higher the flow, that means MFI is higher, right? But densities remain same. So here in this case, that particular part can be understand with the help of this narrow and wider molecular weight distribution. Impact strength, you can see once the impact strength increases, like when the MFI decreases and the density also decreases. Stiffness, suppose you want to increase the stiffness, then in that case MFI melt flow index remains same but density increases. Now wicked softening temperature is increases means where the MFI decreases and density increases. And resistance to low brittle temperature, also low temperature brittleness, that particular part also, if the resistance you want to increase more, the MFI decreases and density also decreases, and simultaneously the barrier property also increases with the help of when the barrier property increases, the density also increases. Because if we compare like suppose LLDP and HDP, now HDP you have a better barrier property compared to the, you can say, the LLDP material. Now here in this case, if we are using this particular material, what are the advantages? As I said, that LDP is a low strength material, so you doesn't have a good stiffness in that and don't have a very good ESCR, environmental stress cracking resistance. But if we use LLDP or MDP material, medium density polyethylene, there you can say that it's a stiffness, less stiffness compared to HDP, but it is more compared to LDP material. And there is a lower heat deflection temperature. This is one of the disadvantage. Now, but excellent, you can see the ESR you can get excellent puncture resistance, warp resistance, and you can see it is because being a group of polyethylene, it is all FDA approved. So there is no question of, as far as a toxicity part is concerned, it is safer material because this is all inert material. Now next third material is, you can see the HDP, which is excellent stiffness material, but low ESCR, warpage and shrinkage is not consistent, right? And here in this case, like you can see the good impact, if you can look at, compare the LD, LLD and HDP material, you can see the higher distortion temperature, means HDT temperature compared to LD or LLDP material. So it is basically superior material. So further, you can add one more into this is HMHDP, which is further high-end material among this polyethylene group. But simultaneously, if you want to get further increase the strength of the material of polyethylene, you can go for cross-linking. But there is a restriction that if you go for cross-linking, then you cannot make a very good flowable material. So here in this case, you can have there's somewhere the limitations as far as the size of the product is concerned. Next material, which you can see, the EVA, that is normally being used for toys, softer materials. So it is more flexible materials, excellent resistance to the cold temperature, and consistent as far as shrinkage is concerned. Now here in this case, now you can see that particular effect. Now we are using LLDP material in most of the cases of rotomolded tank. Now in LLDP, there are co-monomers are being used. Like suppose we use a butene, suppose we use a hexene, suppose we use octene. Longer. Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Audible. Yeah.
There are co-monomers which are being used in LLDP, or combination of co-monomers are used in LLDP material, that is C4, C6 and C8. Now here hexene is exhibiting, you can say, the crack resistance 10 times better than butene material. Now here the combination of these co-monomers play a vital role to increase or decrease, to increase the crack resistance, to increase the ESCR. So that particular part, the combination, permutation and combination can be done by using this particular combination of these monomers to get the right quality of the material. Now weather resistance, you can see here, as you know that in most of the cases you can see that traditionally that carbon black content is being used for UV resistance. Now nowadays you can see the tanks which are available in the market, it is not only a black color, it is also available in different colors. So non-black carbon black, non-black additives are also, UV stabilizers are also being used, and such UV stabilizers which are being used are mostly a benzophenone type. Now what I mean to say, because the cost of this UV stabilizer which is non-black is much cost compared to carbon black is more costlier. But here in this case, in both the cases, whether we use a carbon black, whether we use a non-black, or whether we use a black one, dispersion of these additives are very much important. So here, one of the main important factor which should be seen at the end of while making the compounding, the process parameters, and especially if we prefer to go for a twin screw extruder while dispersing this carbon black and non-black UV stabilizers, is always helpful to maintain the good quality of the weather resistance of the product. Now, thermal stability, you can see the some of the polyarenes normally are being stabilized. You can see you are using thermal stabilizers are also being used. That is basically to reduce the chances of degradation of this material while keeping it for a longer time in the process. Like suppose you have to go for heating operation. Suppose you want to make a 3-layer product. In that case, you are exposing this material for longer duration. So in that case, you require to stabilize your material, especially the first layer which is added, and thereafter the rest of the layers which are being added should be followed. So here in this case, what I mean to say that to control the degradation, you have to add a thermal stabilizer in this polyacrylic products, especially you can say the antioxidant which should be added in order to get the better quality of thermal stability. Now, color pigment, already I mentioned that pigments which are being used, carbon black is one of the important, but carbon is also important. The quality of carbon which is being used, because sometimes the cheaper to save the money as far as on the additive side, you are saving the money, but you are paying more money for as far as the quality of the product is concerned. You are getting more complaints for this particular the failure and cracking of your products in due life, whatever the life you're predicting, within that time you are getting the problems. So here what I mean to say, the dispersion, apart from the dispersion, the quality of carbon black is also important. Now, unless until we add a good quality carbon black or good quality of additives, we cannot get the good UV stability. You cannot get the life of the product for a longer duration. So here in this case, this particular quality of the product is also important. The size, particle size of the carbon black is also important. So here in this case, not only particle size, but apart from the particle size distribution, what is a minimum and what is a maximum particle size, in what ratio it is important to get this good quality of the you can say the product. Now, as far as processing is concerned, now you can see the different shapes, the ratio of the, you can say the major and minor axis, the rotations are very important, because most of the cases, in case of rotomolding, 4:1 is being used. But you can see, depending on the shape of your product, you have to change your ratio between this major and minor axis, because this particular major and minor axis is going to play a vital role for the dispersion of this material uniformly throughout the mold surface. So that particular part is going to play a vital role, and this particular factor is involved to get that particular fix up that particular ratio. Now you can see the ratio is 8:1 as far as you can say this straight tubes which are concerned, and ducts like 5:1. So these are the ratios depending on that particular. Suppose you are designing a new product which is not covering out of any of the shape, but in that case you have to do some hit and trial, and from there only you can find out what is the correct ratio which is required to get the good quality of the product. Now this is another part which is important, is internal air temperature. Now you can see this outer oven temperature, this is outer mold temperature, this is a plastic temperature, and this is inner air temperature. Now these temperatures are very much important to get the good quality of material, especially the fusion of the particles is going to be depend on this particular internal air temperature. Now you can see this particular part here, once you added this material, Now this is a part you can see once you're adding this material, once you're feeding this material and keeping this mold while rotating inside the oven. So this is a stage where the material is just in a powder form lying in the mold surface. Now next part is once this started getting coated on the inner side, the surface of the mold, in that case you can see this particular air temperature, which is going to be changed. This is the one you can see. This is the one you can see the way coated completely. Hello. Hello.
Sir, continue.
So here, because some echo was there in the voice, I don't know. So here in this case, the material is completely coated on this inner surface of the mold. Now here, this is a part which you can get the peak, where this material, the maximum temperature which you are attaining of the internal air temperature. Now this is the temperature which you have to find it out to get the proper fusion temperature. Now this is the method, like IAT profile, you can find it out. Now you can have this, A is a point, which is this one. When the powder is sticks to the mold, there's a B point, which is this one. When the powder has consumed, this is optimum temperature where the sintering, where the fusion is taking place. This is at this temperature. When the solidification is occurring, this is at this one temperature. And the E is a point, which is this star, which is the material when the plastic material separates from the mold, means that once a product is taking it out. So that is the profile you can find out the exact this temperature can be find it out by using these 4 points. You can find it out this temperature if you are not getting exact temperature from this. So what I mean to say, the fusion of this material is more important to get the right quality of the product, to get the proper properties requirement to meet it out. Now you can see the peak internal temperature is the key process control parameter and is dependent on all other processing variables. Now this is pressure inside the rotational mold. You can find out with this formula, P2 is equal to P1, T2 divided by T1. So by this you can calculate this P2 temperature. Sorry, P2 is a pressure. Now these are the, you can see the pressure and the vacuum effect on the impact strength of the rotational mold. So you can see the maximum temperature is this. PIAT, that is already I've mentioned this particular air temperature. This is the maximum internal pressure. So what I mean to say, the mold is, this is the part, you can see the pressure and the vacuum effect, you can find it out in the quality of the product, depending on the shape, what you are going to use it. Now this is an entire profile by using a different permutation combination. Now the quality of the product which you can see the, as I mentioned, this particle shape you are using it, whatever you are using the, like as I mentioned, the for the rotomolding raw material which is in a powder form. Now powder, what is a particle size means once you are pulverizing it, what it is a particle size which you are using, and depending on that quality particle size you can attain the good quality of the product. So more spherical a particle becomes, the smaller the area for the contact heat transfer. Now here smaller the characteristic dimension, the layer, right, the layer, the surface of the vacuum ratio, the more efficient is the, you can see the contact heat transfer becomes. So what I mean to say, depending on the size, shape of the product, transfer of the heat slower and faster can be ascertained. Another part is a grinding, what your grindability, the material should be able to grind that particular to a finer powder. And normally you can see the common size which you are using, I don't know, but this is most of the cases, the data which I have taken is around 300 micron size which you are going to use, and maximum you can use 400 to 500. So this is basically depending on finer the material, better the fusion, right? So that particular part is going to affect on the quality of the product. Another one is you can see the particle size distribution, as I mentioned, that particle size distribution at the time of converting this from granule to the powder and getting this particle size distribution, should be more uniform. Otherwise, it is going to be cause a problem as far as the fusibility of the material is concerned, or maybe sintering of the material is concerned inside the mold. And particle mesh size, that most common size which you are going to use is 16 to normally that mesh size which you are going to 16 to 50. And thermal diffusibility, you can see it is defined as the thermal conductivity divided by the product of the density and the specific heat. So this means that particular part, this physical property, is strongly dependent on the density of the product. So as I mentioned, this density is higher, the more is the strength of the material. So depending on that, you can get the stiffness of the product also. Now the particle size distribution should be less than, you can say the 95% should be less than 500 micron, and maximum 15% is less than 150 microns. So that particular part you can use it according to that particular requirement. And another one, you can see the defect of the degree of fusion, right? Fusion on the properties of rotation molding. As I said, if you have a severe under fusion, if the material is not fused properly, then in that case it is going to be the observation, the surface is going to be very rough, high porosity are going to attain, right? Number of more bubbles formation is going to take place, and powder residues are lying there in the product once you are ejecting the product out, right? So here in this case, the physical property also, you can get the low impact strength you are going to get, because once it's not fused, everything means all the mechanical properties are going to be on a lower side, whether impact, whether tensile, whether flexural, and even the ESCR is also going to be poor in that. Some under fusion, it is there, it is not severe, but some under fusion, if the under fused it is there, that's smoother the surface, right? But some porosity, the inner surface is going to be observed. And simultaneously, if the even under fusion is there, the physical properties is going to be, you can say, you can physical properties at most at the optimum, means you are cannot get the maximum expectation of the property which you are supposed to be. So here in this case, optimum fusion, you can get a very smooth surface, dull finishing, and no porosity, right? So physical properties again at the optimum is not very good. Light over fusion, if you are getting, that is a glossy inside the surface. If the surface is getting glossy, right, so that you can understand that this fusion of the material is taken place properly. So that reduce the impact strength, right, and the low ESCR property is going to be get. And that once you are getting a severe over fusion is going to take place, in that case the sharp, you can say you can get some acid odor can be achieved, maybe some very glossy inner surface, yellow discoloration of the inner surface. Suppose it is a white color inside, so you can get some yellow discoloration, and that particular part, a drastic drop off for the impact strength, because that is going to be over fusion is going to cause the poor impact strength, and as well as the low impact, low ESCR also. The mold material is also plays a vital role. I think the last webinar Singh Saab has already covered up this particular part, because materials which are being mostly with metal sheet, what material which is being used, steel material, aluminum material, because the conductivity of material, conductivity of heat plays a vital role as far as molds, achieving the mold cycles are concerned. So here in this case, accordingly, it can be selected. As I mentioned, this particular one, the you can say the ratio of major axis and the minor axis. You can say that the ratios which are being used 8:1, and you can use up to 1:2 also. Minimum is 1:2 and maximum is 8:1. Depending on the shape, it can be achieved. No, I don't think. Thank you very much. Hello.
Sethi Saab?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank
Sethi
you,
ji.
sir. Sethi ji? Manoj ji? Yeah.
Hello.
Sethi Saab?
1 second. I'm just joining the thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon, dear friends. Thanks to Dr. Pradeep Upadhyay for giving wonderful presentation and accepting Roma request for this webinar. Dr. Taking and testing and quality standard for rotomolding products. By joining head with CIPET Ahmedabad, our Roma members and rotomolding industry will be definitely benefiting the services offered by.
Excuse me, Sethi Saab. Sethi Saab.
CIPET.
Your slides are not visible, sir.
1 second.
Yeah.
1 second. Slide. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. So by joining hand with CIPET Ahmedabad, our Roma members and rotomolding industry will be definitely benefiting the services offered by the CIPET technical team. Testing and quality standards and manpower resources and skill development and R&D and other applications. So our rotomolding industry will definitely benefit it with joint hand with the facility available with the CIPET Ahmedabad. I thanks again Dr. Upadhyay, who has given the very wonderful presentation and given the complete technical details as well as the testing and the quality standards for the rotomolding product. I also thank Mr. Dalbir Sayani, BD Industry, for being our speaker, Mr. Dr. Pradeep Upadhyay. Roma team welcome you to Roma family and anticipate your active role for growth of Roma and rotomolding industry in India. On behalf of Roma team, we appreciate your services for nation during COVID-19 by donating PPE kits to the hospitals and doctors all over India by your organization TRIM. Special thanks to Mr. Akshay and Mr. Rahul for the noble cause during this COVID-19. Again, we thanks to the Dalbirji for giving noble cause. As you are aware, that
It is our
we are
pleasure, sir. It is our pleasure, Sethi Saab. Thank you so much for inviting us and giving us this opportunity.
Thanks a lot. Roma team welcomes you, and we anticipate your always regular participation in our Roma developments and the roto molding in India. Thanks.
Thank you, Shetty Saab.
Thank you. As we know that we are continuously arranging seminars and webinars and continue and different on the different subjects and different topics. And last time when we had, as I informed that now a lot of people are involved in these webinars and seminars, and for that we have started our advertisement facility in our website as well as the sponsored program for the webinars. So we have come out of the two packages for the webinar sponsorship. Package one, that is the second 30-second slide is there where you can advertise in during the webinar, first, second, or third. Maximum sponsor will be there allowed for this webinar, so you can avail this facility to publicize and promote your business. In package 2, we have given the special facility where the sponsor can come and give the presentation of their company for the 30 minutes, and very special and reasonable package were offered for that one. For detailing, you can contact Vipul Bhai and Manoj Bhai for that one. So this is a very attractive package, and lot of people are continuously attending the webinar, so you can promote your products on this platform. So in this contest, I thanks M Plus India, who is the first advertisement in the Roma website. I thanks on behalf of Roma team. He has given the commitment that he was the first advertisement in our website. So thank you, M Plus and Suklaji. He's also our FGC board director also. Thank you, Suklaji. We also thank to our other sponsor partner, principal partners, Reliance Matrix, Arihant, Hira Roto Modular Turbo, ICICI Bank, the Pius Automotive, ML Industries, Puja Automotive, and Swastik Industry for the continuous support given to our Roma team. So again, we thanks to all our sponsors who are always with us and working for the development of roto molding industries in India. This contact, we will welcome our honor. We will be welcoming Dr. Upadhyay to become a Roma member. And we will give him as an honorary member to accept this thing for Roma. So we thanks Dr. Upadhyay to accepting the Roma membership as an honorary member. So we can join hands together and we work together for the molding industry. Thank you, Dr. Upadhyay, for accepting our membership. Thanks a lot to Dr. Upadhyay.
Outset, I am also thankful to Roma for offer us honorary membership to CPET Ahmedabad. Because in person, I just want to mention that should be the honorary membership for the CPET Ahmedabad. Basically, whosoever is there, either myself or whosoever is there in my place, can be a part of that.
Yeah, thanks a lot, for giving these things to the Roma. It is a very opportunity for Roma and the roto molding industry to work together and do the things. Again, we have come with the special package for the membership. It's a golden opportunity for the new members. They can avail the new membership facility. We have come out with a very special package for the members who have not become members so far. In this case, we are giving the membership. If you pay for the membership subscription for 1 year, you can get 1.5 years membership. So you can avail this special discount for this membership and avail this facility. As you know that we are continuously organizing our webinars, and we had selected different topics starting from the raw materials, the design things, then the molds thing, mold aluminum cast molds, and then the processing part, Now, in this connection, now to upgrade our roto molders about this, we request our Rajiv Plastic to give the presentation on the master batch. That is a very crucial part of our roto molding products. So he is going to give his presentation on 4th of June 2020. So I request all the members to save this date and please attend this. This is very interesting webinar, and you will get a lot of information about the master batch and other parts. As we have come to our associate that we have come that Dr. Pradeep Upadhyay is a very good singer. So we request that with the complete very high-tech technical session, if we give this little one singing thing to our roto molding members for the light moods, I request Dr. Upadhyay to give one.
That because I don't have that particular connection, how to connect that particular part. I don't know music part. How can I connect?
Yeah, we will try.
I will try to do that.
Yeah, sure. With your pleasure.
Is it audible?
Audible, yeah.
चलती रहे जिंदगी तुम भी चलो हम भी चले चलती रहे जिंदगी तुम भी चलो हम भी चले चलती रहे जिंदगी ना जामे मंजिल ना आसमां जिंदगी है जिंदगी तुम भी चलो हम भी चले चलती रहे जिंदगी पीछे देखना कभी मुड़ के नित कहे दास्तां, प्यार की झिलमिल छाओं में पलती रहे जिंदगी। तुम भी चलो हम भी चले, चलती रहे जिंदगी। बहते चले हम मस्ती के धारों में, हो गूंजे यही धुन सदा दिल के तारों में, हो अब रुके ना कहीं प्यार का कारवां, नित नई रुत के रंग में ढलती रहे जिंदगी। तुम भी चलो हम भी चले, चलती रहे जिंदगी। ना जमी मंजिल ना आसमां, जिंदगी है जिंदगी। तुम भी चलो हम भी चले, चलती रहे जिंदगी। थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you.
I don't know, I could not justify or not, I don't know.
Oh, no, it's
नहीं,
just
Dr. Saab, actually, we got this clue from our batch because of I am a student of CPET Ahmedabad, and my friends called me and tell me that Dr. Pradeep is good singer. That's why we requested you.
I'm not a good singer, but I'm trying something.
so we
So
come
nice,
to a very light
so nice.
now. Yeah. Now I request Manoj ji to start the question and answer session, so people can ask the question and answer. We can start the question and answer session now.
First of all, good afternoon, Dr. Pradeep ji, and you are true roto guru and true plastic guru, and we are enlightened that you are part of Roma team right now, and it's our journey just started, and we will go along milestone in the future. First of all, I have a lot of queries about online classes. Dr. Pradeep, many our customers are asking about online classes. So do you have any online classes package?
Yeah, we have started because of this corona pandemic. We have learned a lot, and because earlier we are not doing, right now we have started that particular one. Hello. See, what is your actual hello?
Yeah, actually our customers are asking, our molders are asking basic courses for their operators and executive courses for their officers, and special business courses for their entrepreneurs. So there are a
Yeah, that
requirement of 3 type of courses.
You can
Yes, sir.
I will share. I think you can get my mail ID from Sethi sir, and you can share this particular requirement, so we'll do that. Actually, earlier we were doing on-site as well as at CPET this training programs, right? Because as far as operator is concerned, what we feel that not only a classroom type of study is more helpful for them, because operator, unless until he work with his own hand, whether he's in processing or tooling or whether he's in testing, unless until he works on that, because he is operating, right? But what he is doing right, what he is doing wrong, right, that can only be we can teach them once he'll start working with his own hand. So we have done this particular exercise. We have done this type of training program on site. Means like suppose you have an industry, we can go to your we can go to your industry for training, right? So maybe half a day we can have a theory class and half a day in a practical. Once you go on a shop floor, we can inform them what you are doing right, what you are doing wrong, because they are operating your machine. They know everything. Because sometimes, as a practical is concerned, they are more experienced than us. But basically, fundamentally, what he is doing right or wrong, he doesn't know, because sometimes, based on his experience, overconfidence misses out basic steps. So that particular part we set it right, and a lot of benefits were being gained by the industry. So as far as online is concerned, we can do, because we have online training, like modules are also there based on the machine also. So that is also possible. So we can have a theory as well as online practical, we have some modules are there. We can work with that, and we'll try to justify with that.
Thanks, sir. Next question is from Mr. Rohit Rungta ji. Rohit Rungta ji is an entrepreneur based in Delhi. He is in automotive services. So Rohit ji, you can ask a question directly.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Dr. Pradeep.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for sharing your extensive knowledge on today's subject. And a very rare combination, I could see a technical person, a highly technical person, becoming a very good singer also.
No, it is not.
So basically, I just wanted to understand.
I just want to say one thing. I just interrupt you. See,
Yeah.
As far as singing is concerned, this is one kind of what you say, that's one kind of a medicine, right? If whether you sing good or you sing bad, right? But once you sing, whatever is your tensions are there gets out.
Yeah.
Right? If
it becomes a passion also.
Yes, you will recharge yourself.
Yes. So just wanted to understand whether all the CPETs across the country have the same structure in terms of having the technical facilities, or they all work on location to location basis, or a different facilities as per the location.
No, see, as far as all the centers across the country, whatever we have, apart from because what we have shown you in my slides, as far as general testings are concerned, like a testing of tank, a testing of pipes, a testing of films, these are all over the places are same, right? But like suppose we say that characterization, like suppose we want to do some reverse engineering, suppose we want to like suppose you have given some material, we want to know the composition out of that. Suppose we go for more specialized information on the testing, it is only restricted to few places like IPTs. So IPTs we have in Chennai, we have IPT in Ahmedabad, we have IPT in Lucknow, we have IPT. So by using that equipments, we can further investigate the material, further investigate the sometimes the failure analysis. So these are the things cannot be done by other centers which are doing only diplomas. From that, if you want to do this type of knowledge or this type of information, that is only possible in 4 or 5 places where the IPTs are there.
So that means are all IPTs interlinked with each other, or again working is totally separate within the IPTs also?
No, they are working separately. They have all full-fledged facilities, mostly all together are same. But sometimes proactive government support also, like in Gujarat, we are getting a lot of support from the industry. Lot of support from the government. So state government has given us a fund here to establish this COE, that is a center of excellence. So center of excellence we have created in CPET Ahmedabad for testing to support the automotive industries.
So in case if I as a company involved in a specific project with a customer, suppose any one of the OEMs of the country, then does CIPET, and if I ask CIPET to get involved in that project technically on the subject, then is it possible to have a customized one-to-one involvement with us?
Yes, that is possible.
That is possible. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pradeep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dr. Pradeep. Next question is from Jeevan Lal Nakum. He is based in Nigeria, and he is asking question that what is your experience about C4, C6, and C8 rotomolding grades? Hexene, octene, and butene grades of rotomolding. You want your experience?
See, as far as C4, C6, and C8 is concerned, basically it is the length of the chain, right? Longer the chain is more flexibility, you can get more impact strength, right? Shorter the chain, you are going to get lesser impact, but you are going to get more stiffness, means dimensional stability in the product. So the combination of these always can, because like C6 is in between. So what I mean to say, the combination of this these co-monomers is going to give you the right quality or right property combinations which you require for a specific product requirement.
Yeah. Next question is from Mr. Venkat Madhavan. Venkat, you can ask directly. Venkat. Hello, Venkat.
Yes.
Am I audible now? Yeah, sorry. So Dr. Pradeep, thank you so much for the wonderful presentation over a variety of topics. It was really informative. My question is related to testing of cross-linked polyethylene. I saw you had mentioned a gel content test somewhere, some point of your slide.
Yes.
So are you doing the gel content tests in your laboratory in Ahmedabad?
Yes, we are doing it.
You are doing on commercial basis for outside people, outside parties?
Of course, the testing, whatever we have shown you, we are doing it commercial only.
Okay. And what about the other standard arm impact test and all those things that also you are in a position to do for crossing polyethylene and other materials?
Which impact?
Arm impact, arm standard, the standards by the Association of Rotomolders.
That part we have to check, because if that is any specific requirement, then we have to verify that one.
Okay, okay. So arm impact is one of the.
As I mentioned that we are doing customized testing also based on the SOP provided by the industries.
Okay.
Like you must have seen some of the rotomolded, that is a foam, that the boxes are there, which is ice boxes, right?
Okay.
Ice boxes doesn't have any specific standard, but the customized testing or SOP are being provided by the party. And these are, being in Gujarat, these are the regular customers' requirements. So we established that particular facility suiting to their requirement.
Okay.
So what if we have a continual requirement of that testing from the industry side? So we don't hesitate even to set up that particular facility.
Perfect. So I think all my colleagues also will agree that arm impact is a very important property which is used for testing materials, particularly in rotomolding. So maybe we can officially make a representation on behalf of Roma. It's not a very complicated or it's not a very high cost equipment or anything like that. So probably we could take it up separately and see whether we can get that also incorporated in your scheme of things. I would like maybe Mr. Sethi can comment on that as well, if there is a viewpoint. Thank you for answering my questions, Doctor.
Next question is from industry. They are asking, is there any special rotomolding course designed by you for classroom training in Ahmedabad? Rotomolding only for?
Yes, we did in past. But recently, I'm not saying that recently we have not done that. Like in last 1 year, we have not done any program, but on rotational molding separately. as a part of the this thing training program, like suppose 5 days training program, we are doing half a day we are covering for the rotational molding, but exclusively for roto molding, that is a requirement unless until one particular group of minimum 10 participants come for attending this program is there. So this ROI is not there. Like suppose we have minimum, because of benchmark is for any course which we do, 10 participants are required, right? So if any even if you propose from your association side, if you propose any training program on rotation molding specifically, that can be arranged at any point of time, right? But some of the cases like entrepreneur, like new entrepreneur, those who are wanted to set up their own industry, like in roto molding, he himself is coming as an individual, right? So he's saying that I want to do this program for 15 days, I want to do this program rotational molding for 1 month of training program, because he is from a commerce background and he want to learn something on this roto molding side. He needs a 15 days or 1 month of training program. So we do this tailor-made training programs. So that we used to say normally a TMC program, tailor-made programs. So that particular courses are there, which we, depending on the requirement of even one individual, also we do this program. So that is what I can say at this moment.
Okay. Next question is from industry. Since last 3-4 days, many of our roto molders are asking, is there any special project designed for roto molding industry, just like pellet testing or fuel tank testing or road safety product testing or underground manhole testing? Is there any special project you have testing facility, or can you work for especially for this industry, underground testing, underground safety tank or manhole?
As already I've mentioned that we are always friendly as far as the industry requirement is there to support the industry, right? So if any kind of testing facility or testing is to be done, as far as pellets are concerned, yes, we do the testing. But any specific testing requirement is to be established in the center. We have to submit our ROI, return on investment. And unless until we justify, like suppose I say that 5 years of time, whatever we invest, we'll get the cost back, right? We cannot justify that, we cannot procure the equipment or we cannot create the facility. So that particular part, if any industry say like on regular basis, we are going to get the testing done from your institution, so we require this requirement to be facility is to be created, that we do that. And we always means ki as a part of CPET, we always supporting to industry in that way. And some of the cases, even industry, like I can mention one particular part, like one particular industry there for biodegradable testing, we were little late for buying the equipment. Industry was saying that we'll give you the cost of the equipment. You from our side, you do purchase the equipment and do the testing for us. So that way it is basically a difficult, because sometimes whatever report I generate, right? Sometimes anybody can say this is a biased report, because the same guy has given the equipment to you and the same report you are giving, that is a positive report to him. So some of the, like suppose a cluster of industry or maybe one particular like in the different engineering colleges, also different places, any industry group is setting up the facility. So it should not be biased that we are unnecessarily supporting that industry by using that particular facility. So facility creation is not a problem as far as CPET is concerned, except we submit that means that ROI for that particular requirement, because justification note is to be submitted from our side.
Yeah, sir. Agreed. I think I have covered all the questions, and right now I'm handing over to Mr. Alkesh Singh for a vote of thanks. Mr. Alkesh Singh.
Mr. is not available.
So you can deliver, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sethi ji, you can deliver.
Thank you, Dr. Saab, giving the very wonderful presentation and giving your valuable time to the Roma industry. And again, thanks for becoming the honorary member for the Roma. We will jointly work together and do lot of new projects and the skill development programs, as well as the technical and other programs we will conduct in jointly associate with you and do the thing. Again, I thanks to Mr. Dalbir ji and Rahul ji to be part of Roma family. I again thanks to Mr. Vipul Rathod and Mr. Manoj Patia to conducting the beautiful question answer and the seminar. Again, thanks to all the participants who have come and attend this conference. Thank you again, and see you on again 4th of June. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much to all. Thank you, Sethi ji, and thank you all the Roma members.
Thanks a lot.
I'm also delighted to be part
Thank you,
of
sir.
this particular
Thanks.
presentation today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Vipul bhai,
हाँ sir.
we can conclude this meeting now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for this.